2025 Toyota Camry. We are at 18,000 miles. Going to do my 18,000 mile review right now while I'm driving home on my lunch break from work. So let's get it. So first off, car has been pretty great. I'm not gonna lie, it's a comfortable ride, comfortable car, definitely, no doubt. Basically, I mean, there's not really too crazy I'm gonna go over. I mean, there's a couple features I found out about I didn't even know the car had. One of them is the moonroof feature, which is a great little thing. You can pop it up. I didn't know how to do it, but if you just take the button and kind of tap it forward a little bit, it's raining, but it's not. No, I'm not gonna open it because it's raining. But if you just tap it and keep tapping it and keep tapping it, it'll pop this end up. But it's different than if you push the button up. Push the button up, it just kind of opens it. It doesn't actually lock it, so I don't think it's safe to drive it like that. But yeah, that's cool. I really like that feature. I didn't know that the car had that feature. My average MPG is about 42.3 right now currently. That's what it says on the screen. So you have different drive modes in the car. You have eco, normal, and sport. Eco mode is more for like traffic. Honestly, eco mode to me in this car is more of a like quote-unquote comfort mode, because it doesn't really give you any better MPG. In fact, it actually makes it worse generally compared to normal mode, and even sometimes sport mode you can get better MPG than in eco, which is really bizarre because it says eco mode. But I don't know, something to do with how the engine revs and the RPMs. Like, let's say like you're coasting, let's say you take the car on the highway, right, and you're doing 50, 60, whatever, but then you want to pass somebody. You gotta try to pass. In eco mode, you have to try to pass somebody, so you have to rev the engine up a little bit, and I think that's what really kills the MPG in eco mode. So if you're just in straight traffic or straight city, like, eco mode might be your best friend. Haven't done enough testing with that. Yeah, I got the car. The car is Ocean Gem. Obviously, the interior is white. There's not too much. I mean, the interior's held up really good. I mean, it's not like there's no stains really, except for like right around here and stuff. But that's just for makeup, like, and that shit'll come out. So I'm not really too worried about it. Yeah, I mean, I wish there was a way for me to betterly hold my phone or set it up. But obviously there's not, and I'm gonna have to get on the highway in a second, so I'm gonna just leave it right there. But yeah, basically, yeah, I've enjoyed the car so far. I've had the car for literally over a year now. So it's 1 year ownership. Not only is it 18,000 mile review, it's the 1 year ownership. And just recently, I did my oil changes. So I changed all the fluids basically in my car. I did the oil change itself, the engine oil. I did the differential fluid, and I did my ECVT fluid. Now, when I first bought the car, I did my first oil change at 500 miles. Then after that, I did another one. I did a ton of oil changes preemptively. I want to keep it nice and clean while it's breaking itself in, the motor, that is. I mean, they say there is no break-in for these new cars, but I don't believe that. Definitely change your oil, drop the oil, your first 500,000, whatever it may be, if you do get one of these cars. So the ECVT and the differential. The ECVT is a pain in the ass to fill. So you have your two bolts. One of them, the top bolt for the fill plug, is a T55 or T45, so it's a Torx bit, T45 or T55. They make a special adapter, an ATF refill adapter for Toyota, I believe, which I'm going to get for my next time I do this in 50,000 miles, my ECVT. So how you are going to go about wanting to fill it is either you want to get that adapter, or you want to get some kind of transfer pump or something, and then you want to, what I did was wrap a lot of Teflon tape, and this guy Elmer A made a YouTube video on this, and I should have known. He did an ECVT oil change on the 2025 Camry like a month ago, so I already had some background knowledge, and I'm going to put all the clips in there from me trying to do the ECVT. I was trying to record, but it just became a nightmare. So I didn't have the adapter, obviously, so I just tried to make it work, and me being stubborn, I was like, let me try the Head and Shoulders bottle I normally use to fill my diffs or my transfer cases or whatever. But there's a little metal thing inside the fill plug that only allows you to get like a tiny bit of fill in. Like, I'll post one of those clips in this video so you guys can see it and know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so basically that made it very difficult to fill it. So I wasn't really able to fill the Head and Shoulders. So then I wound up having to go to Harbor Freight, getting some pump, and then I broke one, and then the other one kind of broke. So then I got a cheaper, shittier one, which was just like a turkey baster from Harbor Freight, and that one worked too. That one started leaking too, but what I did was I took the hose and I wrapped it with Teflon tape, and I stuffed it in the, threads, and that seemed to work, fairly well. I couldn't really tell for certain if I filled it up to the correct amount. Like, I just kept filling it until it started coming out, and that's what it looked like it was doing. And that's all you got to do to fill it. I think it's supposed to have like 3.7 quarts or 3.3 liters in it. From factory, it definitely didn't have that much fluid. I'll show you guys the video. And then the differential too, supposed to have like 2 point something. Definitely didn't have all the fluid in it that it needed. And they were really black and nasty, so I'm very happy that I changed it. But back into the meat and potatoes. So about the car itself. The car drives really smooth, as you can tell. In normal mode, we're driving calm. There are a few things I'm not too fond of with the car. Like, for one is the rims. Now, I know people are going to be like, well, don't they look nice? Or aren't they cool? Well, 18-inch rims are great. Don't get me wrong. They're cool. They look really cool. But if we're talking about comfort and to have the perfect ride that this car needs, it really needed 16-inch rims. And I'm sure the LE rides even better, even though it's not on the tuned suspension like how the XLE is or whatever. Because the XLE is supposed to be more comfortable or something like that. I mean, they're probably really similar, realistically, the LE and XLE. Yeah. So far, that's all I got to say for now. I'll come back in a minute. Yeah, one thing I will say that is, a gripe of this car is how, much the MPG does fluctuate and how much it will change during cold weather driving and regular weather driving, like warm weather. So one of the main things I've noticed is any temperature below 40 degrees, the car does not like. In fact, it hates it. Not only does the car turn on in the morning and heat up for like 2 or 3 minutes, it just gets really, really bad MPG, like really bad. Like in the winter time, I remember when it was really cold one week, I was averaging maybe, on my trip to work when it was super cold in the morning, like 36, 34, 35. And this is me driving slow, calm, like not speeding or nothing. Which, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's still 30 MPG, which is still phenomenal. But it's just like, that is one gripe I do have is how much it fluctuates. Now, that's just nothing to do with me or anything. It's just cold weather kills hybrid batteries. I mean, kind of all know that. Like, look at the Teslas in their range when it's cold out. I mean, it's like nothing you can really do. That's just science, That's just fucking physics, basically. One thing I really do like about the car is the headlights. Headlights are fucking damn near perfect, yo. Damn near perfect. Great visibility. When you turn the brights on, even better visibility. The way they outline the road, it's perfect. You can see everything. Like, that is one thing I will say about this car that is absolutely top notch. And I'm very picky. I'm not gonna lie. This car is definitely not perfect. We'll get into this. We'll get into all the rattling and all that. But yeah, the car is definitely not perfect. But I can say the headlights, the hammerhead design that they did for these headlights, perfect. Best headlight design in the game right now, no doubt. No doubt. They light everything up on the road. They work great. I can see everything. Now back to the, less, cool portion about this car. It does have a good amount of rattles. Now, they don't happen all the time. So, as you heard probably while I was driving, there wasn't really a ton of rattling right now. But on some days, the car will rattle more than others. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's how I close the doors, whatnot. Sometimes this will just make noise, and then I'll push it in, and it'll stop making the noise. The top, the headliner. The seats are comfortable. They could be more comfortable, I feel like. Again, I'm not really a huge fan of leather seats or leather anything. I'd rather have cloth interior, to be completely honest with you. I think it's more comfortable. Like, I still do think my 2005 XLE Camry is more comfortable than this car. And that's not, you know, hating or nothing. That's just the truth. Like, the car is just more comfortable. Like, even the car, I haven't drove the car in a while now, especially not the car in its tip-top shape, because the car hasn't had power steering for forever, my old Camry, and I haven't drove it in a really long time. But basically, the 2005 Camry was 100% built better. Like, this car isn't built bad. Like, I'm not going to say this is the worst quality built car. Like, it's not on no Hyundai or Kia shit. But, I mean, from what I've seen from my old car, I've only had a couple cars. You know, my truck, my car, and this car. Like, these are my only vehicles. And then all the Jeeps and stuff my dad buys. But that's different. You know, like, again, it's not the worst built car. It's not the best built car. Is it worth 50 grand? I mean, if it makes it to 300,000 miles or 200,000 miles, 250,000 to 300,000 miles without replacing anything major, I'll say the car's worth 50 grand because, you know, cool. But if it doesn't do that, is it worth 50 grand? Probably not. Like, the car looks good. It's comfortable. It has a good amount of tech in it. Does it have the power of a $50,000 car? Not really. It has the MPG, though, that I would like. But yeah, I mean, realistically, like, the range is good on it. Honestly, the gas tank probably could have been a little bit bigger. It being a 13-gallon gas tank, I feel like limits its potential. Because my old Camry, and I know there's a battery on here, I get it. My old Camry has an 18-gallon gas tank. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. On a road trip, I think they might make it the same distance. Like, their range might be the same. Which doesn't really make sense because you have 13 gallons and you're supposed to get 50 miles to the gallon or whatever, or 40-something to the gallon. So realistically, you should have more range. But I don't know. The old Camry had a lot of range, too. It was very good. Very, very good. Very good MPG. So, you know, we're going to get a look around of the vehicle, too. And we're going to talk about the drain plugs and filling the oils and whatnot. And I'll show you all of that right now. Let's see what our MPG was for the trip home. Really quick, out of curiosity. Driving super calm 41.4. You see what I'm saying? Like, it fluctuates. It fluctuates so much. Like, this morning I probably was at like 45. All right, so here is the 25 Camry Ocean Gem exterior with the 18-inch rims and 235/45 size tires. And for ride comfort, it's good. It's decent. They're comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. I would prefer smaller rims and tires. Like, yes, I could have got the LE version, blah blah blah, but the LE version is steelies with like hubcaps. Like, what I'm saying is, it should have been like this: 16-inch rim, real 16-inch Toyota rim, with a tire like this. Now, this car to me still, like, it looks like shit in here, yes, and I cracked it. I did a bunch of things, but this interior combo with the wood grain and whatnot, to me, is more comforting than this. Now, don't get me wrong, this does look luxury. It is sweet. I like it a lot, and I hear a lot of people complaining about stuff like this. This is like my favorite part of the car. How could you not like this? That's sweet. You know, it has good trunk space too. So, all right, let's continue with the review of the 2025 Camry. So basically, I did my oil change, like I was saying. I did my engine oil, my ECVT, and my differential fluid. And let's pull out all the paperwork I got from Toyota, and let's show you the cost. So this is strictly for the oil, for the transmission, and the diff. So this is the gasket too. So $217.01. It was $89 a bottle. So we have right here, this is for our what is this, engine oil probably? No, this is for the ECVT. So we have the ECVT procedure. So it's a PB11 hybrid transaxle fluid. So this is the paperwork they gave me. It's a 10mm hexagon socket wrench, removes the drain plug. Okay. Damn, it doesn't say what size the fill plug is. All right, well, the fill plug torque is 37 foot-pounds. You need to put new gaskets, which the gaskets are metal washers. The top fill plug gasket is an O-ring, though. They didn't give me a new O-ring. I couldn't get one, even though I specified to the parts guy he showed me on their thing that it didn't take a gasket, so make sure you keep your O-ring and don't switch it. All right, here is the actual, this is the actual diff. Again, the diff used 10mm hexagon sockets for the fill plug and the drain plug. Make sure you can crack the fill plug loose first. Yeah, and this one is a lot easier to fill than the 1.52 US cord. See, this one's a lot easier to fill than the CVT. And then we have our engine oil too, which, I mean, you don't really need to know anything for that. I mean, the torque spec is 30 foot-pounds. The drain plug's probably like a 13 or some shit like that. 13, 14. But yeah, I mean, that was that. So real quick, if I can show you what's going on here. So if you come over here, the ECVT is, I mean, I'm gonna have videos of this. The ECVT is right through here. There's a little plastic panel. You can get to the fill plug right through there. Yeah, so I don't think it's leaking. I think we're good to go on that regard. So that's that. To do the oil changes, they're super easy, super straightforward. I just really made a mistake not having the adapter, and then on top of that, not having the adapter, I also didn't listen to what Elmer said in his video. He literally said, like, yo, Teflon tape it, do this and do that. And like, I kind of already had an idea of what was going on, but again, I was just being stubborn. And I mean, my car seems to be okay. I drove it an extra 100 miles. I'm not gonna neglect it though. Eventually I will get that adapter and I will make sure it's topped off. To fill those up, you literally just fill it till the fluid comes out of the fill plug. Make sure your drain plug's in and fill it up and call it a day. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll be back. All right, back to the review. So basically, the car is awesome. You know, there are a couple things I obviously don't like about it. You know, a few things here and there. Not too many though. Like, for one is, you know, the side of the tires. Two is the you know, the discrepancy of the fuel economy, how different it is, how much it averages and how much it changes. I wish it was a little more consistent. I mean, that's not really a major issue though. It still gets really good MPG. You know, the seats could be a little more comfortable. One thing I don't like, I really don't like, is the place of the armrest. You can't really like hold the steering wheel and use the armrest, even with the steering wheel lowered, like this. Like, you can reach it, but like not really. Like, I'm not the tallest guy. I'm 5'6", 5'7", so maybe that's a thing too. But if you're any taller than 5'6", 5'7", you also don't really fit in the back seat too good. That's another thing, is the back seats aren't really that big. Like, my friends, again, my friends aren't even really that tall. My friend's like 5'10", 5'11". He doesn't really fit in the back seat. Like, he does, but like, if he's gonna sit all the way straight up, his head will hit the roof and whatnot. Things like that. Other than that, the car rides great. It's really smooth. It barely makes any noise. I mean, other than the rattling and stuff like that. That's another thing that is kind of an issue, is like the cab overall, like the quality of the cabin itself. It's not, like I said, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. It's not as good as it could be. In my opinion, especially not for $50,000. I mean, to access everything, it's really easy. To change the air filters, it's super easy. To change the hybrid battery filter, it's super easy. So things like that are cool, you know, neat. They make, you know, quality of life features. Those are quality of life features in my opinion, because I do all the work myself. So that's like one thing. Like, to change the cabin air filter, like, to just give you an idea real quick, you literally open up your glove box and take out these books that I have in here, and that tray back there is my cabin air filter. It has a tab, which I need to change. It needs to get replaced. It's supposed to be replaced every 10,000 miles. You know, give or take. for interior cleaning wise with this car, I'll show you guys what I use, and I'm pretty specific about this because I don't like sticky residue and I don't like strong smells. So the interior cleaner I got is Turtle brand, and I want to show you guys the exact one I got so you guys can know. So it's this interior multi-purpose turtle wax cleaner. It does carpet, upholstery, and vinyl. It's oxy-powered Odorex. This is what the bottle looks like. And this thing has worked really good for what I need it for. You know, remove any stains. You know, and then also I try to hand wash the car. I try not to pressure wash it. Obviously I haven't cleaned it in a while though, so that doesn't really matter. Durability wise, like, I can't really say anything yet. The car only has 18,000 miles on it. It hasn't given me any problems, obviously. There are a few slight bugs, like with audio and whatnot. Like sometimes like it'll glitch out and the screen or the computer for like the audio won't, like the multimedia device, it won't, like I won't be able to put songs on or like play music until I turn the car off and turn it back on, which isn't a big deal, and it doesn't happen often. Like the other night it happened to me, and then a really long time ago it happened, but it doesn't happen often. So it's not something that you know happens frequently. It's like not even occasional. It's like once in a blue moon it'll happen. And I think a lot of that is because the car gets confused when I get in and out of it, like doing DoorDash. Always connecting and reconnecting. But yeah, there's that. What else? The difference in the drive modes is really cool. Like between comfort, normal, and sport, you really do feel a difference. Like I said, eco mode isn't really eco. At least in my experience. Headlights are really good. The headlights work really good. Steering wheel feels nice to hold and to use, but like I said before, you're far away from it, kinda. It's just like the design of it, like how the design is in the cab, which I don't know. I feel like could have been a little more, you know, coherent, because like nothing is really, like I don't have any support for my arms when I try to steer, which is okay, but it's like when I go from my truck to my car and my truck's center console is like all the way over here, and I can, you know, comfortably steer with it. It's just you know, just a preference, I guess. But I think that's everything for this review, so I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna stitch together this video and just put a bunch of clips in. There's going to be clips of me struggling to do the oil changes, and I'll show the fluid and probably talk a little bit more in one of those other videos about like what I did. I'll show you how I cut the washers too. I just cut them with a pair of dikes, like super simple, so you can replace it for when you do the drain and fill on your CVT, which I think you should definitely do prematurely. The oil was pretty black. It literally comes out pretty black, and then the oil that's, you know, fresh is very clear. It's like super slippery too. It just literally looks like vegetable oil. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get all those clips in, and it should be a pretty long video, and I try to cover a lot. I hope I cover a lot with this car. Again, probably not worth $50,000 on top of paying for insurance. The insurance is insane. It's like $4,000 for 6 months. So far for me, I'm 22. So that's another thing to consider when you get this car, if you do get one. I would probably just get an LE. Like, the only reason why I got an XLE is because I have an XLE Camry right there. That's literally the only reason. If I didn't have that, I probably would have got an LE. But like I said, I don't really like the LE. I don't know if it's Steelies or not, or like steel rims with like hubcaps, or what it is. They just, I don't know. I probably should have got LE, but again, I didn't. I wish that the interior colors, they had more options and was just like black, white, or red. I would never get red in a Camry. Like, I don't know. That's just my thing. It's not like a super sporty car. It's just supposed to be comfortable, and I don't know. Red isn't my thing. It's too bright. I like tan. Tan's my favorite. I wish they would have had tan. So I just got the light gray / white, whatever you want to call it. Which, I mean, it's held up pretty good. I mean, like I said, it's not, it's not super dirty, and I've had it for a year. I don't really eat in the car, nothing like that. I just do DoorDash and whatnot. But anyways, that's it for now. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy. 18,000 miles, 1 year ownership review of the 2025 XLE Toyota Camry all-wheel drive. It's been pretty good so far. I'm not gonna say I regret it anymore because I do enjoy the car, but I will say it's quite expensive and definitely think twice about doing something like this. Anyways, enjoy. All right, it's early in the morning. It's 6:50. We got a lot of work to do today. We are about to do the 18,000 mile oil change. I hope y'all can see that. It says 17,944. I do the 18,000 mile oil change. I'm also going to be changing my differential fluid and my ECVT fluid. It's a 2025 XLE all-wheel drive Camry. So yeah, let's get started. All right, step one, grab you a 21 millimeter socket. Take off the lugs however you want. The torque spec is 76 foot-pounds. When you take off your wheel lock, don't use the impact. I'm just gonna use a breaker bar. Get the passenger wheel loose, and we'll go from there. Successfully made it underneath the car. That is the fill plug for the diff. You have your drain plug right over here. How you can tell is this one is up higher. This one is on the passenger side, and it is up higher. This one is on the driver's side, and it is lower. So obviously, when you go to do this, crack your fill plugs first, always. We're not starting back here. I'm just making sure I can fit and stuff. I'll show where I place the jacks and whatnot. This actually doesn't look too good. I need to fix this immediately before I die. But yeah. All right, let's recap. Passenger wheel lugs cracked loose before I lifted the car. Don't loosen wheel lock with the impact gun. So I started off, actually, I started off right here. So I lifted the car from this spot right here. Put my jack stand right here, because the base of the jack is wide, so I had to just make it work. I'm trying to keep the car as level as possible. I think the rear is up a little more. So if anything, still get most of the fluid out today, hopefully. So I lifted the car from here on this side, put the jack here. When I went to the rear, I only lifted this one side, and when I lifted this one side from right here, there's not really a spot to place the jack stand, really, because you can't lift from here. And I thought putting it over there was too close. So I went to the other spot that it says to go in the book, and that was back here. At least I believe it says in the manual. But I just put it right on that little subframe notch. I mean, it looks like a perfect spot for a jack stand. So, like I said, the car isn't perfectly level, but it will suffice. Try to get it as level as possible when you drain the fluids. This way you get all of it out. But that's it for now. To replace the washer for the fill plug, not fill plug, for the drain plug, you cut it with a pair of dikes. That's what I did. And then, yep, good thing I'm doing this oil change is supposed to be gold. That shit is black. All right, almost gotta fill it up. I'm gonna use a Head and Shoulders bottle to fill it up. You gotta take off all the plastic underneath the car to get to it. So I'm gonna use this Head and Shoulders bottle. It had transmission fluid in it. I used this to fill up the transmission fluid in my truck. So, I mean, I don't know, I should be clean enough by now, hopefully. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna put a little bit in there first and pump it through, because I do have some extra. Let's see how this works. This was in the diff. I mean, they were both pretty nasty, the transmission and the diff. Surprisingly, the diff is really black compared to what I thought it would be, because like the diff doesn't get used that much. I mean, it's always being pushed, it's probably always being spun, but it's not actually active all the time. Not always doing something, but yeah, I mean, that's that. The ECVT gave me a pain in the ass to fill. Super pain. There's like that little metal wall. I thought, I mean, like you see, I destroyed my driveway. Destroyed the car, everything. Took me hours. Yeah, I thought a little fucking Head and Shoulders bottle will work. But nah, it doesn't work at all. Not even remotely. So what I did was I ran to Harbor Freight, and I had this pump, this multi-use transfer pump. I broke it, so I had to go to Harbor Freight. I got this one, and this one actually worked really good. So it has two attachments. It has this one hose and then that smaller hose that goes in there. But for the transmission side, if you take that black nozzle and wrap it with a lot of Teflon tape and shove it in there, it works. It takes a really long time to do, and it's really hard to tell when it's full or not. I mean, it's kind of common sense. When it starts coming out the fill plug, that means it's full. But yeah, it was a real pain in the ass. Real pain in the ass. So yeah, I'm gonna tighten everything up. The torque specs I think are like 37 foot-pounds, 40 foot, so just fucking tighten them. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's that serious. Got to cut off one more washer with the dikes and put it in. This is the fill plug for the diff. So, oh, actually, you know what? This washer came right off. I don't even have to cut that one. I was able to twist it off. But yeah. Also, they instead of giving an O-ring, so the fill plug on the ECVT is an O-ring. There's an O-ring there, and there's definitely an O-ring groove. So don't mess your O-ring up. Make sure you reuse it if you do this. And I recommend you guys do it, because I mean the fluids were pretty dirty for the diff and the ECVT. When you put your ECVT fill plug back in, since you're reusing the O-ring, what my pop said to do was oil it, which makes sense. So that's what you're going to want to do. I wanted to record more, but I'm not going to lie. I already was off to a terrible start this morning. I, for some reason, thought it was on the passenger side. Maybe I'll throw that clip in here. So I was loosening the passenger side, and then I went under there, and I'm like, wait, that makes no sense. The oil's right there. Meanwhile, I had watched a video of somebody doing it too, so I kind of knew the rundown. And I already knew that filling it was going to be a hard time, but I was just being stubborn. But it's your access panel to the fill plug right there. If you just remove it right in the wheel well. 1 clip, 2 bolts. Everything under here is a 10. All you need is a trim removal tool and 10, and you should be good to go. As you can see, I destroyed my yard. So you have to take off all the plastic. This plastic has to come off. That plastic has to come off. The drain is right around here. And the reason why this plastic has to come off is because there's a couple bolts that are hidden. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to come off now that I know. You can access the 1 bolt from in here. And then if you come right to these bolts, you can use a ratcheting wrench. So maybe you can just pull off this panel and you don't have to worry about taking off all of it. So that could save you some time. You could probably try to do that. And like I said, the ECVT is right there. The fill plug is right up there. The drain plug is down below. Yeah, I didn't really get to get too many good videos. Engine oil's filled. Engine oil's done. I put all 5 quarts in there because I'm a menace. I don't care. I've been doing that since the beginning. I used 1 full bottle, like I said. Not sure. It took 3. It's supposed to take like 3.6 quarts, I think, or something like that. 3.6 liters. I don't know. Anyway, let me tighten this up. Let me finish up for today. Then we got an 18,000 mile review coming.